Hello, everyone. You're still here. Band. Again over at Tickamatalk. Whatever. Can't stop. Won't stop. Never giving up. So, my whole thought here is to step outside of the box. And how they pull this off is beyond me. Kind of. So I'm completely committed to the cause. And I'm never going to give this up. But what we're seeing, I don't believe it. Charlie Kirk, what they showed us on camera and what people saw with their own eyes, I guess I'll be the one, or maybe a few of us. But I don't believe it. I don't believe any of it. None of it lines up. None of it lines up at all. Too many people have torn apart their whole story. But yet they try and convince you that everything you're seeing happened in a certain way. And at this point, I tell you what, central casting and what we're watching. But bear with me for just a moment. With what we're seeing, with what we've been put through, how are they going to explain us when they walk back out? When the best is yet to come, and they show us that yes, we defeated this. The ending won't be for everyone. Because that's the part where everybody sits back and says, you could have ended this 5 years ago, and we've been put through all this. Now, thinking about that without knowing the whole story sends me down a path of how are they going to pull this off. And I guess we just need to trust the plan. The one thing I know for sure is true. Jesus, God, Yeshua, our Father in heaven. Everything else is up in the air. So if the one thing I'm right about is that, I'll be okay. The hard part about all of this, and before we lost Charlie in this whole deal, it would have been a lot easier to tell the story about what I know. But now that he's gone, at least from what we see, what I know about Charlie and what I've learned about Charlie would be disrespectful to talk about. Because what he stood for is what matters. Being that said, I think you're going to learn this about a lot more than just Charlie. I think we're going to see corruption in a lot of different people. But they all had a choice to make. They all had a choice. And the choice was, work with Q. Work with Q, and you might have a chance. You might be able to at least save your legacy and not scar that part of it. Anytime they take down a ring of people, there are your extremely guilty. Then you're ones that got strung along due to guilt, honeypot, blackmail. And at that point, they thought they'd all get away with it. But when they found out they were busted, they had a choice. You can leave the show now. You'll probably leave of cancer or some other weird heart attack. Who knows? You might even be shot in the chest and then hung and called a suicide. But at this point, I usually say watch with your eyes. Close your ears. And always remember, it's not always what it seems. So, what would Charlie Kirk do? Hashtag. And he did his best, knowing what was always staring over his shoulder, knowing the deep, dark consequence of going up against something bigger than all of us. But he stood there, and he did it. And he tried to show the light. I'm also not perfect. I never have been. I've done a lot of bad things myself. But if we judge each other on everything bad that we've done, we're looking at this in the wrong light. Your past is behind you. Today and your future is right in front of you. When my time came and I saw a change I can't explain. I knew what I was up against. I knew what was behind me. And I know what's helping. So I trust the plan fully. And in this battle, I know where we're going. And it's that part alone that I wish I had the words to explain. I wish I had the peace and calm to give you. But don't beat yourself up on your past. And instead, know it was all a test. And I believe you all passed. And he knows your name. And he knows mine too. If you don't know my story and you were watching the live on Tikamatok, that was my neighbor that he was talking about. And just as a heads up, I'm going to get banned here too. Even it's YouTube, I'm not following the rules, and I don't care. But I'm should escape were the signs I ignore. Can I help you not to hurt anymore? We saw brilliance when the world was asleep. There are things that we can have but can't keep. If they say, who cares if one more light goes out in the sky of a million stars? It flickers, flickers. Who cares when someone's time runs out? If a moment is all we are, or quicker, quicker. Who cares if one more light goes out? Well, I